I'll also be playing some videos during my screen sharing session.
Yes, yes, not a problem. We'll see. That part I am doing it for the first time. We'll see how it works.
Okay.
Because sometimes the sound is a problem.
Okay.
So let me go and start sharing the screen.
We'll start, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Please
Oh.
go ahead and start.
Yeah, thank you all for joining us for this auspicious celebrations of the divine appearance day of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, our great spiritual master, grand spiritual master. So we'll begin with singing one of the songs, Jai Radha Madhava, which is from a book Geetavali, which was composed by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur himself. We are so fortunate to sing this song today while remembering him. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jaya Gopijana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradhari, Jaya Girivaradhari, Jaya Gopijana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradhari, Jaya Girivaradhari, Jaya Shodanandana, Jaya Brajana Ranjana, Jaya Yashodanandana, Jaya Brajana Ranjana, Jaya Tiravanachari, Jaya Kunja Vihari, Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari, Jaya Kunja Vihari, Jai Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Jai. We'll read the translation, Prabhu, above. Yes. Krishna is a lover of Radha. He displays many amorous pastimes in the groves of Vrindavan. He is the lover of the cowherd maidens of Vraja and the holder of the great hill named Govardhan and the beloved son of Mother Yashoda. He delights the inhabitants of Vraja and wanders in the forest along the banks of the river Yamuna. Srila Prabhupada praised this song, saying this simple song gives the entire picture of Sri Vrindavan Dham. All the salient aspects of Sri Vrindavan Dham are there in this song. River Yamuna, the Govardhan Hill, the Vrajavasis, the forest, Srimati Radharani, Mother Yashoda, the cowherd friends of Krishna. All this are there in just this simple, just 4-line song. So this is Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's genius. He's able to condense the highest spiritual truths in such simple manner that every common man can just easily understand and adopt as part of their daily practice. So we'll recite the Mangalacharan prayers. Yes, we can all recite together. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanksha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitangsha. Do we have the longer version? Because Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's pranam mantra is there, that's why. And we will recite while you search. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tharine Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine. Next one. We finished the Prabhupada. Further. Maybe it's not this one. You can just or I can just recite Prabhu. Basically, this one should have the entire Guru Parampara pranams. No, not this one. It's okay. I'll recite. Is it okay? Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varshabhana Videvi Daitaya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryojvala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Shri Rupanuga Viruddha Apasiddhanta Dvantaharine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshad Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambode Padambujaya Te Namaha Namo Bhaktivinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavaraya Te Gaura Virbhava Bhumesvam Nirdeshta Sajjana Priyaha Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannataya Te Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jaitam Suratopangor Mama Manda Matirgati Mat Sarvasya Padambojo Radha Madana Mohano Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpadrumadaha Srimad Ratnagara Singhasanastau Srimad Radha Shila Govinda Devo Prashtalibe Sevyamano Smarami Shriman Rasa Rasarambi Vangshi Vatattatastitaha Karshan Venu Swaner Gopir Gopinatha Shriyestunaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai. Thank you again, Prabhu. So we have wonderful life history of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. How many of you have read at least portions of his life history? You can unmute and speak.
Yeah, I know a little bit, Prabhu. I don't know whether you're referring to any specific book, but
No, in general, like, yeah, there are some books, yeah, but okay.
yeah, I know a certain book. Yeah.
Prachi, Anvesh, Mayank.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Not sure what the question was. Sorry, I was on a call.
No, have you read any part of the Bhaktivinoda Thakur's life history?
No, but I've heard a lot in lectures usually.
Okay. Okay, sure. We have a nice kind of a summary of his life history. I thought we can take turns and read it. It's very, very nice. You can see how great personality he is from that short summary itself. So how about Anvesh? Anvesh? Or Mayank? Okay. If you are able to unmute, you can share. We can share reading because a long reading is about like 14 pages. We can take turns in reading it. Maybe we'll read for half an hour, and then one of the episodes, interesting episodes of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is documented in a wonderful movie by actually Bhakti His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj in his movie called Abhay Charan. So hopefully we can have some time to watch that. It's pretty dramatic. And then we'll finish with a wonderful song of Bhaktivinoda Thakur that's very inspiring to sadhakas at our level. So that's the, I can say, program for the next hour. So with that, I'll share my screen and then we can take turns in reading this. So are you able to see this screen?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. So it's there in the URL in case you want to follow along. I'm just putting also in the chat. The life of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is a prominent preceptor acharya in our succession of spiritual masters and disciples coming from Lord Krishna. He was a pioneering spiritual leader, a householder, a magistrate working in colonial India under the British rule, a prolific preacher, writer, and poet. He wrote volumes of books reintroducing the pure teachings of Lord Chaitanya at a time when those teachings had practically become lost. He composed hundreds of devotional songs glorifying Krishna to uplift the consciousness of the suffering people of this world. He corresponded with philosophers, theologians, leaders, scholars, and professors of his time and sent books, including The Life and Precepts of Lord Chaitanya, to university libraries in foreign countries, planting the seeds for a worldwide movement of Krishna consciousness. Bhaktivinoda Thakur discovered and excavated the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya. Along with his devoted wife Bhagavati Dasi, he raised 10 children, including the illustrious Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who would become a great spiritual leader in his own time and the spiritual master of ISKCON's founder Acharya, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So for those who are new, so that's the connection to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. We all know our ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada. So his spiritual master Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is the father of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and also Srila Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur took initiation from Srila Gaurakishore Das Babaji Maharaj, who himself took initiation from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So that's the discipline connection we have with Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So you can see in just this one paragraph, you can see all his accomplishments summarized. We all may be thinking, oh, I'm a householder and I have only this much time for Krishna's consciousness, or I have job and I have my other responsibilities. But you can see he did his job perfectly well, and he raised 10 children and he wrote all these books, and he corresponded with all these people to give Krishna consciousness, even though he was in India and he wasn't traveling abroad, but he sent his books abroad, thus planting the seeds for this worldwide Krishna consciousness movement. And he's such a prolific writer and poet. So that's why many of the songs we sing in our daily temple programs are all written by him. So continuing on, above all, Bhaktivinoda Thakur taught devotion to Krishna by his personal example. His life story, excerpted below, demonstrates a tremendous amount of courage, character, and perseverance in the face of many difficulties, and gives hope to those of us who may be wondering just how to find the time to serve Lord Shri Krishna, his holy names, and his devotees in our ever so busy lives. So if there is one inspiration we can take from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, we can think that there is no excuse for us not to do our sadhana and our preaching and our services. So we can pray to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur on this auspicious day to actually receive his blessings, so that we have a fraction of the determination and sincerity he had, so that we could follow in his footsteps. Continuing on, in many ways, aspiring devotees of Krishna today owe a significant debt to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur for charting the course and laying the foundation for the modern day Krishna consciousness movement. Once, as he looked out from his window across the river towards the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Bhaktivinoda Thakur had a vision that people from all nations would soon come together there in harmony through the blissful chanting of the holy names of Krishna, Sankirtan. So you can see what a great personality he is, that he is able to predict that this scene would appear soon. So he did this in the 19th century, and then by Krishna's grace, Srila Prabhupada fulfilled that in the 20th and 21st centuries. So this is like at the time, who can imagine that all the foreigners would come to India chanting the holy names of Krishna? But that shows what a great spiritual personality he is, that he's able to see the future. His great grand disciple Srila Prabhupada, who humbly and fearlessly spread Krishna consciousness to the far corners of the world, thought it significant that he was born in 1896, the year the Thakur sent copies of the life and precepts of Lord Chaitanya to universities across the oceans. So that's such a wonderful coincidence. Here is a short chronology of the life of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. It's an abridged version adapted from this book called The Seventh Goswami by Rupa Vilas Das. Ashraya Prabhu, do you want to read a few paragraphs?
Yes, go ahead.
Please.
1500 AD, the avatar of Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, inaugurated the Hare Krishna movement in Bengal, India. The movement, based on ancient Sanskrit texts of devotion to Krishna, like the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, spread all over India within a short time. It popularized Sankirtan, the congregational chanting of the Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, as the practical means of God realization and the panacea for the miseries of this age of materialism. 1750. 2 centuries later, the influence of the Hare Krishna movement had waned. Sects of pseudo-devotees, such as the Sahajiyas and similar groups, had become prominent, professing love of Godhead, but acting in base, immoral ways. These groups brought disrepute upon the pure movement begun by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Once again, so as you can see, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu sakalena mahata yogo nashta parantapa. So Krishna says to Arjuna that I instructed the science to the sun god Vivasvan, and then it came through the disciplic succession. But in due course of time, the disciplic succession was lost. And so Krishna again gave the knowledge to Arjuna again in the Bhagavad Gita in the battlefield. But as we can see, the principle that Krishna is talking about is yogo nashta parantapa. The knowledge gets lost over time. And Krishna says, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam shrijamyaham. So whenever there is a decline in the religious principles and a rise in the irreligiosity, Krishna says, I advent millennium after millennium. So that's the general eternal principle. But we can also see that the same thing Krishna does through his pure devotees. So as you can see, just in 200 years, the Lord Sri Chaitanya's teachings got pretty much lost, and so much disrepute was brought upon Lord Chaitanya's own movement. So you can see, even though Lord Chaitanya's teachings is meant to guide the human society for 10,000 years, just in 250 years, who would have expected that such a degradation would come upon in the name of, the Vaishnavism, because of the practice of these pseudo devotees who are actually professing to follow Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but who don't. So that is the backdrop of the context in which Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur appeared. So this is very important to know how to actually appreciate Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's contributions, because this is Krishna's arrangement that whenever there is decline, again, he sends an acharya to actually restore the teachings to back to the, in the shape that he wants, so that it can be propagated in human society for a long time to come. So that's where, when the degradation happened, that's when Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was born in 1838. Please continue, Prabhu.
1838, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who was named Kedarnath Datta by his parents, was born in opulent circumstances in Birnagar, Ulagram, in the district of Nadia, West Bengal. He was the seventh son of Raja Krishnananda Datta, a great devotee of Lord Nityananda. He would be known as Daitya Kulera Prahlad in the family of non-devotees. Because Vaishnavism, the worship of Vishnu or Krishna, was not very much respected in his family. His childhood was spent at the mansion of his maternal grandfather in Viranagar. His environment at this time was very opulent. He got his elementary education at the primary school started by his grandmother. Later, he attended an English school in Krishnanagar started by the king of Nadia. He left that school when his older brother died of cholera. 1849, when he was 11 years old, his father passed away. Subsequently, the grant of land that had been conferred upon his grandmother changed owners, and the family fell into poverty. 1850. When he was just 12, his mother arranged his future marriage to the 5-year-old daughter of Madhusudan Mitra Mahashay, a resident of Ranaghat. Around this time, his uncle, Kashi Prasad Ghosh Mahasay, who had mastered English under the British education, schooled young Kedarnath Datta at his home in Calcutta. Kashi Prasad was a central figure in the literary circles of his time, being the editor of the Hindu Intelligencer. Kedarnath assisted his uncle with selecting appropriate articles to publish in the newspaper, studied his books, and frequented the public library. He later attended Calcutta's Hindu Charitable Institution School, High School.
As you can see, his accomplishments even at the age of 12. He started assisting the editor of a newspaper to publish articles, and you can see how studious he was in education. So as you can see how he was preparing his life for this mission that lay ahead of him. So this is such an inspiration this should be such an inspiration for our own children, that many times we think, modern education is useless, which it is, but at the same time, everything can be utilized in Krishna's service. So he didn't, think, there's no use in doing this. So he was going through all the education as diligently, and later on he would use all this command of knowledge of English in such prolific way to impress upon the modern audience of that day. Please go ahead, Prabhu.
1856. At the age of 18, Kedarnath Datta entered college in Calcutta. He started writing extensively in English and Bengali. He studied English literature and taught speech making to a person who later became a well-known orator in the British Parliament. Between the years 1857 and 1858, he composed a two-part English epic entitled The Poriad, which he planned to complete in 12 books. These two books describe the life of Porus, who met Alexander the Great. He was very taken by Christian theology, regarding it more interesting and less offensive than Hindu monism, the Advaita Vedanta of Sankaracharya. He would spend hours comparing the writings of Channing, Theodore Parker, Emerson, and Newman. At the British Indian Society, he gave a lecture on the evolution of matter through the material mode of goodness. Dwijendranath Thakur was Kedarnath Datta's best friend during these scholastic years. He assisted Kedarnath Datta in his studies of Western religious literature. Affectionately, Kedarnath Datta used to call Devendranath Thakur Borodada, or Big Brother.
Are you Bengali, Prabhu?
Yes, I'm Bengali. Yeah.
So sweet, and we are so fortunate to have you be able to read this. Yeah, beautiful.
1858. Kedarnath Datta returned to Birnagar and found his native village ruined and deserted. A cholera epidemic had killed the inhabitants, including most of his relatives. He returned to Calcutta with the two surviving members of the family, his mother and paternal grandmother. Acting on the last wishes of his grandfather, he undertook a pilgrimage and traveled to all the monasteries and temples in the state of Odisha. As a young householder, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur began to consider the question of the means of his livelihood. He was not interested in business, as he had seen how the apparent necessary dishonesty of the trade world had morally weakened the merchant class. He decided instead to become a school teacher, establishing a school for English education in the village of Kendrapada, Orissa. After some time, he went to Puri and passed a teacher's examination. He got a teacher's post in a Cuttack school and later became headmaster of a school in Bhadrak and in Medinipur. His dedicated work was noted by the school board authorities.
Is Prachi there?
Yes, I am.
Do you want to read next few paragraphs?
Yes.
So one quiz question. What is his age at this time in this 1860?
20 around? No.
Right, 22. He was born in 38. So yeah, so we can keep that in mind when we read this, so we can see, what was doing at different age. Please go ahead.
1860, in Bhadrak, his first son, Anada Prasad Achyutanand, was born. Unfortunately, Kedarnath's wife died during childbirth. Sometime later, he married Bhagwati Devi. He published a book in English that described all the ashrams and temples in the state of Orissa, which he had visited earlier. During his post as headmaster of the Medinipura High School, Kedarnath Datta looked into the various religious sects, their philosophies and practices. He could see that people in general were taking religion cheaply. He came to understand the unique importance of the Sankirtan movement, spreading love of God through chanting of his names that has been established in Bengal by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Unfortunately, at that time, his movement was not well represented. Kedarnath Datta made a onslaught made an onslaught against those who were polluting Lord Chaitanya's teachings and who had, mostly because of their boldness, been seen by the public as representing the Gaudiya Vaishnav lineage, followers of Vishnu or Krishna coming in the line from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who appeared in Bengal, formerly known as God Desh. 1861, Kedarnath Datta accepted the post of deputy magistrate in the government of Bengal. Later, after seeing the corruption of the government workers, he became collectorate officer. He established an organization called the Bhratri Samaj, wrote an English book called Our Wants, constructed a home in Ranaghata, and composed 2 novel poems in Bengal, Vijnagram, Deserted Village, and Sannyasi, which received praise from reviewers. 1866, Kedarnath took the position of deputy register with the power of a deputy collector and deputy magistrate in the district of Chhapara. He became fluent in Persian and Urdu. He successfully settled disputes between tea farmers and helped secure public aid to build a school for teaching Nyaya Shastra, sacred texts that ascertain knowledge and truth through logic and argument. He was transferred to Purnia, where he took charge of the government and judicial departments. 1868, he became the deputy magistrate in Dhinajapur, West Bengal, the highest rank in the government that could be held by any Indian person during the British rule. At this time, he was finally able to procure rare copies of the sacred text Srimad Bhagavatam, describing the pastimes of Krishna and his associates, and Chaitanya Charitamrit, the biography of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He read Chaitanya Charitamrit repeatedly. His faith increased until he was absorbed in the sacred text all day and night. He began incessantly submitting heartfelt prayers for the Lord's mercy. He came to understand the supreme majesty and power of the absolute personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, and his incarnations in this age, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He published a song about Lord Chaitanya entitled Sachidananda Prema Lankara.
Himalankara, yes. So this is, you can see, this is almost like he was close to 30 years of age. So that's when he started, getting deep into Vaishnavism. So, and, initially he read the Chaitamrita several times, and he formed this full conclusion that the highest philosophy is propounded by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's when he decided to dedicate his life for the Vaishnavism. Yes.
1869, while serving as deputy magistrate under the government of Bengal in Dhinajapur, he delivered a speech in the form of a treatise. he had written on the Srimad Bhagavatam to a large congregation of prominent men of letters from many parts of India and England. He was transferred to Kamparana, during which time his second son Radhika Prasad was born. In Kamparana, people used to worship a ghost in a banyan tree. The ghost had the power to influence the mind of the local judge to decide in the favor of the worshipper. Sri Kedarnath Datta advised the local scholar to read Srimad Bhagavatam under the tree continuously day and night. After 1 month, the tree crashed to the ground and many people found renewed faith in the message of Srimad Bhagavatam.
So as you can see here, that is you can see the context in which Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was preaching. Like people were just believing in such things, like and then missing the actual purpose of the Vedic literature is to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So you can imagine how bold one must be in order to change the society's view at a mass scale, right? That was his speciality. He was able to influence people. And another point earlier I wanted to highlight is, you can see here in this part, even to get one copy of Srimad Bhagavatam and Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, you can see how hard it was in those days. So this is why, we should be extremely grateful here at ISV, where we are, helping with printing so many books and distributing so many books. And it underscores the importance of our service to preserve, propagate, and promote these literatures far and wide, because even though Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared 500 years back and all the Goswami literatures were profoundly written, it was so hard for Bhaktivinoda Thakur to even find Srimad Bhagavatam just 200 years back. So we can't take anything for granted. So that's what important message here is. Yes, please go ahead, Prach.
Yes. From Kamparana, he moved to the holy city of Jagannath Puri, Orissa, which gladdened his heart to no end. 1973, near the capital of Orissa, in the town of Kamanala, there lived a mystic named Bisakisena, who would lean into a fire, then return to an erect sitting posture. In this way, he'd rock back and forth over the flames. By his acquired mystic powers, he could also produce fire from his head. He had two companions going by the name of Brahma and Shiva. He claimed to be Mahavishnu. Together, they were the divine Trinity, the creator, the maintainer, and destroyer of the universe described in the sacred scriptures. Some of the lesser kings of Orissa came under his sway and were providing funds for the construction of a temple. They also sent him women. Bisakisena declared he'd drive off the British from ruling Orissa and would himself become king. He published such statements which were circulated all around Orissa. The British thought him a revolutionary for speaking out against the British rule. So the district governor of Bengal drew up arrest orders. However, nobody dared to act upon these orders, fearing Visakisena's mystic powers. Mr. Ravenshaw, district commissioner of Orissa, requested Sri Kedarnath Datta to bring Bisakisena to justice. Sri Kedarnath Datta went personally to see Bisakisena. The yogi showed some powers that would normally scare off an ordinary man and informed Kedarnath Datta that he knew well who he was, but that since he, Bisakisena, was the Lord, Kedarnath Datta better not interfere with him. That was enough for Sri Kedarnath Datta, who replied by acknowledging Baisakhi Sena's accomplishments in yoga and tantra and requesting him to come to Puri, where he could receive a blessing of Jagannath, the famous deities of Krishna there. Baisakhi Sena haughtily replied, "Why should I come to see Jagannath? He's only a hunk of wood. I am the supreme in person." Sri Kedarnath Datta became furious. He arrested the rogue, brought him to Puri, and threw him in jail, where he was guarded by 3 dozen constables and 72 policemen. The fearless Kedarnath Datta tried Baisakhi Sena in Puri. The trail lasted 18 days, during which thousands of people whom he had control over gathered outside the courtroom demanding Baisakhi Sena's release. On day 6 of the trial, Kedarnath Datta's daughter, Kadambini, became seriously ill and nearly died. Sri Kedarnath Datta knew it was the power of the tantric yogi at work. He remarked, "Yes, let us all die, but this rascal must be punished." The next day in court, the yogi announced he'd show his power and would show much more. He suggested that Kedarnath Datta should release him at once or face worse miseries. On the last day of the trial, Kedarnath Datta himself became ill from high fever and suffered exactly as his daughter had. But the determined Kedarnath pronounced the man guilty and sentenced him to 18 months for political conspiracy. When Baisakhi Sena was being readied for jail, the district medical officer cut off all his hairs. Apparently, the yogi drew power from his long hairs. He hadn't eaten or drunk during the whole trial, so he fell to the floor like a dead man and had to be taken to jail by stretcher. After 3 months, he was moved to central jail in Midnapura, where he took where he took poison and died.
Okay. So you can see how fearless Bhaktivinoda Thakur was, right? Normally, somebody, if they thought, something would happen to their own family. Again, as you can see, this yoga and tantra, these are all material powers, right? So Bhaktivinoda Thakur had this spiritual conviction that the Supreme Lord is the most powerful, and he can protect one against all these, lesser yogis. So he had full faith in the Lord. So he was fearless to defend the Lord, because the Lord was being insulted by this rogue. So he didn't care for his own welfare or his family's welfare, but he did the best of his duty. And then finally, he brought justice. So that's how, there's so many examples of how fearless he was. So one question. So it's about 7:45. So that the movie I was going to share, that's about like a 30 minutes. It's another Baba, like Falgu Baba, like this, which Bhaktivinoda Thakur confronted and took care of him. So do you want to continue this narration, or do you want to watch that movie?
It's your session, Prabhu. You
I wanted to just ask. I'm fine doing both.
I'm okay with either. Movie sounds good. Great.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, let's go with the movie.
Yeah.
So, so this is part of a series called Abhay Charan, produced by His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami. So I'll play this part. Let me know if you are able to hear the audio. Okay. Is the audio clear?
Srila Prabhupada.
Yes, Prabhu, we could hear.
and false influence of Falgu Baba on the name of God. And now.
Ram Krishna Ram, Falgu Bhagwan. 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 Ram Falgu Bhagwan. Ram Krishna Ram, 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 Falgu Bhagwan. Ram Krishna.
It's a miracle. Baba's opening it. Baba's opening it.
Falgu Bhagwan.
He's truly great.
Ram Krishna Ram, 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 Ram Krishna Ram. Ram Krishna Ram, Ram Krishna Ram, Ram Krishna Ram, Ram Krishna Ram, Ram Krishna Ram.
From what you've told me about him, this man, Falgu Baba, he seems quite formidable.
Oh, he is. Very. That's why they deputed Kedarnath Babu to confront him. If anyone can deal with this scoundrel, he can.
Well, let us see him put his faith in Krishna into action. I wonder what will be the outcome.
Yes. I wonder.
Falgu Bhagwan. Falgu Bhagwan. Ram Krishna Ram, Ram Krishna Ram.
Krishna Ram.
Falgu Bhagwan.
Ram Krishna.
Falgu Bhagwan.
Ram Krishna Ram.
Falgu Bhagwan.
Ram Krishna Ram.
Falgu Bhagwan.
Me? Has Baba called me? Baba. Baba. Falgu Baba. Falgu Baba. Falgu Baba. Baba. Falgu Baba. 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 Ram Krishna Ram.
Falgu Bhagwan.
Ram Krishna Ram.
Falgu Bhagwan.
Ram Krishna Ram.
Falgu Bhagwan.
Falgu Bhagwan. Ram Krishna Ram.
Falgu Bhagwan.
Ram Krishna Ram.
Falgu Bhagwan.
Ram Krishna Ram.
Falgu Bhagwan.
Ram Krishna Ram.
Falgu Bhagwan.
Ram Krishna Ram.
Falgu Bhagwan.
Ram Krishna Ram.
Falgu Bhagwan.
Bhagwan?
Speak, Chugli Lal.
Bhagwan, the British are thinking about you. Yes?
Let them think. After all, I gave human beings intelligence so that they can think. There is no power in this world that can ever harm me.
No.
The British will stay here as long as I desire it. Because I am God.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. But foolish are those people who are using an ordinary human being to destroy you.
Who is that man?
Some Bhaktivinoda. You must be knowing him. After all, you are God.
Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
What happened?
Krishna, I had such a horrible dream.
So, you were frightened by a dream?
Yeah, I felt as if...
As if? What?
As if
Tell me.
someone wanted to rub off my sindoor.
Sindoor?
Yeah. He had such a dreadful face.
Nothing will happen. It means I'm going to live longer. Wait.
No.
Here's some water. Drink it.
That's it.
भिद्यते हृदयग्रन्थि छिद्यन्ते सर्वसंशया क्षीयन्ते चास्य कर्माणि दृष्ट्या एवात्मनीश्वरे
Can I come with you, Baba?
That will not be necessary. You better stay with your mother.
Let him go with you. He can protect you if necessary.
Shri Krishna is with me. He will protect me. Well, I'll leave now.
Hare Rama Krishna Rama Bhaiya, Hare Phalagu Bhagavan Re. Rama Krishna Rama Bhaiya, Hare Phalagu Bhagavan Re. Hare Rama Krishna Rama Bhaiya, Hare Phalagu Bhagavan Re. Hare Rama Krishna Rama Bhaiya, Hare Phalagu Bhagavan Re. Just look, Babuji. God could have appeared anywhere on earth, but he chose our village. Do you know, Babuji, why? Because of the virtuous deeds of our forefathers. When God looks down from up there, what does he see? Darkness everywhere, and in that darkness, he sees our village shining. So he decided then and there that if ever he was to appear, it will be this place. Honestly, Babuji, ever since God has appeared here,
There has been a complete change. Earlier it was tough to get even one square meal, and now there is so much that we cannot eat at all. Oh, Phalgu Bhagwan friends! Oh, Phalgu Bhagwan friends! Did you see Babuji? Ram Krishna Ram! Phalgu Bhagwan! Phalgu Bhagwan! Phalgu Bhagwan! You must admit, Babuji, that you are very fortunate. You have come to see God. Otherwise, no one dares to come here without His mercy. Take your darshan, Babuji, take your darshan, because you never know whether you would be called again. The God is very pleased with me, and I get to see Him every day. And do you know, Babuji, that God knows my name? Ram Lal. Now, Babuji, get off from here. I can't go ahead. This is the God's abode, so I cannot go ahead. All right, Babuji. Please go straight from here for God's darshan, Phalgu Baba. Oh, Babuji, please remove your slippers, or you will be burned to ashes. Come on, let's go. Phalgu Bhagwan. Phalgu Bhagwan. That's good.
Ram Krishna Ram! 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 Ram Krishna Ram!
Come, my child. Bhagwan, please have mercy on my daughter. Come, child. What's he going to do now? He's going into the fire. This is just look at him. It's a miracle. He's going. Just look at him.
It's going to be fire and life.
Don't stop him. Let him pass. Tell me, what brings you here, Bhaktivinoda Thakur?
You seem to have done years of penance and acquired some supernatural powers. Therefore, you would definitely know why I have come.
Yes, I do. And I also know that you will never be successful in your mission.
If you know exactly why I have come, then you will also be aware that I will be successful in revealing your identity. You cannot harm me. You are only a magician, not Bhagwan. You are an ordinary fallen soul.
No. How am I an ordinary man? Did you not see all that I could do? I possess unique powers. For the masses, I am Bhagwan. They bow their heads at my feet. They worship me. They praise me, Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
Yes, that's because of their ignorance. And you are exploiting this ignorance. There is only one God, and you also know this. This arrogance of yours has polluted your intelligence. Why have you forgotten that you are not immortal either? If you have studied the Vedic scriptures, then you should know that God is one. So why are you pretending to be God?
What am I doing? Only helping others? Curing the disease? Do you call that sinful? Making the lame and disabled walk? Do you call that sinful? Helping people to get rid of evil spirits? Do you call that sinful? Those who have only darkness in their lives, I bring them light. Helping barren women to conceive children, you call that a sin, do you?
No, those are not the sins. Your sin is that you claim yourself to be Bhagwan. If you are God, then lift that mountain on your little finger. Just as Sri Krishna had lifted the Govardhan mountain on his little finger and held it up for 7 days. If you are God, then change this day to night and then show it. If you are God, then bring life to this stone now. You fool, you idiot, you can't even save yourself. You can't even stop your own death. Huh. What sort of Bhagwan are you?
All right. I am a human being. But people consider me to be their Bhagwan, Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
They don't know what they are doing.
So what should I do?
You tell them that you are one of them, an ordinary human being, not God.
Never! When my devotees come and close their eyes and bow their heads in front of me, I experience great pleasure, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. When people throng simply to get a glimpse of me, I get great happiness. When people worship me, praise and adore me, I get great pleasure. Bhaktivinoda Thakur. It gives me immense happiness.
I promise you, your days of happiness are numbered. Falgu Bhagwan. I'll expose your true identity through the light of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Don't play with fire, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. I will destroy you and your entire family.
Mago? Please don't worry like this, Ma. Come in and take some rest.
My son, I don't know why I'm in such anxiety. I feel your Baba is in danger.
Ma, don't worry. Baba will be safe. Krishna will protect him.
Uh, 10 minutes, 1 second. I'll share the screen again. It ends in another 7 minutes in this one.
Seeing the increasing influence of Falgu Baba, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, on the request of Britishers, challenges him. Now, further.
Nothing will happen to him. It's been 3 days since you've eaten or drunk something. You stay awake all night and day. And if this continues, Baba will never forgive me. Come eat something and please take rest.
Bimal, these tantric people are dangerous. They never hesitate to harm anyone. They don't distinguish between children, old or young. He should have returned by now, my son. Why isn't he here?
I assure you, Ma, Baba will be perfectly alright. He'll be back soon.
Bimal Babu? Bimal Babu?
What's the matter, Bajrang? Why are you so frightened?
It has started, Bimal Babu. The fight has already begun between the Tantric and our Babuji. Namaste.
Who told you this, Bajran?
I'm coming from there. I saw it with my own eyes.
Don't worry, have courage, Ma. Bajrang, you stay here. I'm just coming.
How's he?
He's perfectly fine.
Bimal, why are you so frightened? I'm going to help Baba. Okay. Yes, you don't worry. Don't worry, Ma. I'm going to help Baba. Kamalda, take care of Ma. Okay. Come, Bajrang.
Namaskar, Mataji.
Be careful. Take care, my son. Take care. Krishna, protect him, hey Prabhu. Take care of my son, Krishna.
नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् स वै पुंसां परो धर्मो जतो भक्तिरधोक्षजे अहैतुकप्रतिहता जजात्मा सुप्रसीदति वासुदेवे भगवती भक्तियोगः प्रयोजितः जनयत्ताशु वैराग्यं ज्ञानं च यद् अहैतुकं धर्मसानुष्ठितपुंसां विश्वक्षेण कथासु यः नोत्पादयेत् यदि रतिं श्रम एव हि केवलम् शृण्वतां स कथा कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तन हृदन्तस्थोय भद्राणि विधुनोति सुहृत्सतां नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी तदा रजस्तमो भावा कामलोभोदयाश्च ये चेत एतैरनाविद्धं स्थितं शक्ति प्रसीदति एवं प्रसन्नमनसो भगवद्भक्तियोगः भगवत्तत्त्वविज्ञानं मुक्तसंगस्ताद्वादविशारदे जनिताभो विप्लवो यस्मिन् अबद्धवत्यति नास्ति यत् शृण्वन्ति गायन्ति गृह्णन्ति साधवः तक्ता सधर्मं चरणाम्बुजं हरेर् भजन्नपकोऽथ पतितभद्रम् अभूद् अमुष्यकिं को वार्थ आप्त अभजतां सभयन्तः तस्यैव हेतो प्रजतेत कोविद न लभते जयथमतामुपर्जत तल्लभते दुःख वदन्नत सुखं कालेन सर्वत्र गभीररंहशान्त कोविद न लभते जयथमतामुपर्जत तल्लभते दुःख वदन्नत सुखं कालेन सर्वत्र गभीररंहषा इदं हि विश्वं भगवानिवेतरो जतो निरोधसंभवा
Bhaktivinoda! Bhaktivinoda Thakur!
तद्वि स्वयं भवं सचते तमात्मनात्मानम् अविज्यमो भद्रिक् परस्य शिष्टस्य सुप्तस्य च बुद्धिदत्तयो अविच्युतार्थ कविभिर्निरूपिता यदुत्तमश्लोक गुणानुवर्णना शृण्वन्ति गायन्ति गृह्णन्त भिक्ष्णुषा स्मरन्ति तैव पश्यन्त चिरेण तावता भवप्रवाहो भगवान् कलेवरं यावदिदं प्रसन्नः शारणलोचनं मुखं तदोपसंहृतगिरो कृष्णेन सत्स्थितपति चतुर्भुजे पुरस्थिते मिलितवृत्तो जयति जन्मनाव्रज शयत इन्दिरा शश्वत्र द्वैतदृश्यतां वीक्षितावता तैभूता सर्वदाशये साधुजातः सरसिजोदरो श्रीमसादृशम् सुरतनाथ ते सुतदाशिका वरधमुखिते मोहकुन्दकम् तव कथामृतम् तप्तजीवनम् कविभिरीडितम् कल्मषापहम् श्रवणमङ्गलम् श्रीमदाततम् हृदि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदाभम् राम कृष्ण राम भैया हो राम कृष्ण राम रे कृष्ण ही भगवान भैया कृष्ण ही भगवान रे.
So, yes, that was the part I wanted to share, showing how bold Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was in his preaching. Any comments? Any part you liked in this movie segment?
Yeah, I mean, how calm Bhaktivinoda Thakur was.
Mm.
When he was compared to, and they were outside, right? When the attacks were going on Bhaktivinoda Thakur, there were 3 classes of people there. In one class was Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He was completely confident that Bhagavatam will save him, reciting Bhagavatam. There was this class of people other than, Vimal Prasad, which is Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur. Other than them, they were all very afraid, very disturbed. And then Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur in the beginning was like them, but slowly he started, when he looked at his father reciting Bhagavatam, he became confident that his father will be saved, and he also became calm after that. Just observing in the movie.
Yeah.
How the great souls inspire us and give us shelter by their pastimes.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yes, that's very nice realization. Sarvajay Madhava Prabhu, you want to share something?
Hare Krishna, dear Govinda Prabhu and all the devotees, assembled devotees. Please accept my humble wishes. All Krishna Guru and Guru and Srila Prabhupada. Thank you. Because of all of you, I was able to see Bhaktivinoda Thakur. By the way, this is my favorite episode, Charan. This is what inspired me to become devotee. Actually, I'm still not a devotee, but played a major role in my Krishna consciousness. So this part, of course, is very unique part of the entire episode of Charan episode. I can share so much from this. Let me do a quick prayer. Hukum Kurati Vachalam Pangu Langayati Vimjat Kripata Mandeshi Vijinkaranam Paramanam Manushi Sinyasam Hari Om Tasat. So first of all, Bhaktivinoda Thakur appearance Jeki Jai. So what I've watched this many times, but today after again watching with all of you, what I felt is...
Prabhu, you want to lower your camera? We can't see your face.
Oh, 1 second.
Okay.
Can you see?
Yes, we can see you now.
So I realized that the power of Bhagavatam and the belief Bhaktivinoda Thakur had, just reciting Bhagavatam, how powerful it is. Just he was able to deal with a demon without touching him, and just sitting far away from him, meditating on Bhagavatam, he was able to defeat the demon. The demonic qualities in him, and made him realize also, and he was so bold to tell him on his face that you're a rascal. He did not get scared or anything. He just boldly preaching, and how he did not shake at all, and how Krishna protected him. And this is a real story, actually. So this shows the power of Bhagavatam and Bhagavata, both. how powerful Bhagavatam is. Like it's Krishna personified, right? And devotee, if they can align with Bhagavatam, then nothing is there to fear. It's just our surrender to Bhagavatam and Bhagavatam itself. This is the best combination. And Prabhupada said, Nityam Bhagavata Seva. Every day we have to read Bhagavatam. So if you can learn from this episode that how powerful Bhagavatam is and why we should depend completely on Bhagavatam, and the Bhadra Purnima, campaign, what Vashishka, His Grace Vashishka always starts, campaigns all over the world. That bringing Bhagavatam at home is like bringing Krishna. Bhagavatam is literally incarnation of Krishna. So this episode gives highlight on definitely Bhagavatam and the power of Bhagavatam, the devotee. That's what my take home is from this, watching it again and again. And after today, what a powerful Bhagavatam. Of course, the second realization I had was, even though we know Bhagavatam is powerful, even though we know that Krishna can protect, but some of us are not pure. Because of lack of our purity, we don't see results. There is no defect in Bhagavatam, there is no defect in Krishna, there is no defect in this Krishna consciousness movement. It is just our impurities, our lack of 100% faith, which might not give us a full result. So, but the more and more we study, the more and more we surrender, gradually we might reach to some level where we can develop the faith, unalloyed devotional service and full faith. And then you can see the power of the holy name. Actually, once you believe in Krishna, there's nothing to fear. Death is nothing. So amazing realization from watching along with you. I think the power of devotee association is the gift I received today. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Prabhu, for the wonderful points and also bringing the connection with Bhadra Purnima. Actually, it's beginning tomorrow. We have a huge campaign inauguration here at ISV and all over the world. So this is such a wonderful, can say, meditation for the preparation that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur himself is personally giving us this gift of faith in Bhagavatam, which you nicely highlighted. Thank you. Prachi, do you have any comments before we wind down? It's like 8:30, so.
Yeah, I just have a small realization that in this movie, like we saw all the villagers, they were very much attracted to the mystic yogi's powers, and they thought he's God because of his mysticism. In today's world also we see it in some shape or form, right? Although there are not those kind of like tantric yogis left even in today's time of Kali Yuga, but still people with like a lot of popularity, material opulences, those like celebrities and sports people and general people worship them because they have some sort of opulence. So we should take a lesson for ourselves that instead of getting attracted to such people, we should rather try to build our faith and interest in the scriptures and try to understand God and our relationship with God.
Very nice. Yeah, wonderful realization. And as Bhaktivinoda Thakur says in that segment, the masses are actually ignorant. And that's why Krishna also says it's the learned person's responsibility to lead them onto the path, onto the right path. Whereas some unscrupulous people like this Falgu Baba, they take advantage of that innocence and ignorance, and then they, like divert their worship instead of from Krishna to themselves. So again, imagine, if the pure teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were not restored by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and later on propagated by Srila Prabhupada, we would also be one of those ignorant, innocent people getting into the clutches of Maya. So we are so grateful and we are so fortunate. It's a great day to celebrate our good fortune, which Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur appeared in this world today to bring up on us. So with that, we'll finish here. Thank you again for all your patient listening. Again, it's Satam Prasangan Mama Virya Samido, same the points that we may read or watch individually, but it becomes much more potent when we do it together. So, Jose, do you want to add any points? I saw you had some reaction.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, sorry, Prabhuji. I came a little late. I just watching the video, and it inspired me to visit the location where Bhaktivinoda Thakur was born. Maybe he has even children or family that still reside there. It'd be quite interesting to visit his home or where he grew up.
Yes, it's accessible if you go to Mayapur. You can go from there. It's called a Swananda Sukhada Kunj. I can give details of the place. There's a beautiful, his home is still there. And we have visited that place in Mayapur, so I can give you more details.
Wow. Thank you, Prabhuji. I would appreciate that. And I really like the effulgent radiance when he was reading the Bhagavata, the literature. I've been a devotee. We were in a program for kids, and I remember the first time I saw a devotee chanting the Maha Mantra. I saw a devotee radiating like a light, and that attracted me to this to ISKCON and chanting with the devotees, because I remember seeing one devotee just illuminated, like how they were depicted in the video.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing your nice realization. So, okay. So yeah, with that, we'll sign off. Thank you, Ashrey Madhava Prabhu, for providing the audio and streaming support. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta
Govinda Charan Prabhu ki jai.
Manandi, Hari Bol.
Jai Gauranga. Hari Bol.
Thank you all. Devotional ki jai.
Jai.
Jai. Close the Wednesday session. Thank you for joining, taking time from your busy lives. We'll close the session.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.